Progster here with an explanation of the scalar control group portion of my Bitwig scalar project. The scalar control group is the part where the clips of node information and CC MIDI continuous controller information is collected in order to allow you an interface to control your scalars. The scalars themselves I talked about in another video, 3 instances of scalar, bass, piano, and synth, and then 3 instrument tracks that sound those using instrument racks that I've applied to the project for convenience. In this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about how that is all operated via the scalar control group. Now, there is a logic here that is worth understanding before we get into the clips and the operation themselves, and that is the logic that comes from this picture. Okay? This is from the layout I did for using a Launchpad live in order to command Ableton Live, different program entirely, in order to do the same kind of thing. In order to select performances from instances of scalar, 3 rows for doing that, and in order to select chords from the current row, a row of notes for doing that, and even, in fact, an ability to change the row. Okay, that's referring to the 7x8 matrix of chords in Scalar. Okay, so basically this idea, which was a live performance layout on the Launchpad, I have replicated using clips in Bitwig. So, for example, CC 86 through 93, here we are, CC 86 through 93. Notice those first 8. Forget the second part for a second. Okay, CC 78 through 85, 78 through 85, those are going to select the performances for the keys scalar. CCs 70 through 77, right here, 8 clips are going to select the performances for the bass scalar. Okay, so these are 8 by 8 by 8. There's actually 24 CC clips that are used to command the scalars. And in these clips it is continuous controller information. Okay, I'd have to find, okay, that's 85 I'm looking at, so let's see if I can come up with 85, and back to the beginning of the clip. There you go. There's a pulse. There's a pulse of controller 85 in that clip. And all these clips are set up that way so that the proper controller, the number controller as shown in the title of the clip, can be sent over to the bindings that are in the scalar, and thus command that scalar to change in real time. Very flexible. So the scalar performances are commanded via these CC messages. The scalar chord is commanded via these note messages, which select the first 1 through 7, the chords that are on the pads for the currently active row. And in fact, you can select the currently active row right here. We won't get into row selection, I don't think, right now, but given a row, and you can change it, but given a row, it's over here with the notes and the CCs that you command the performances and the chords in order to create your complete soundscape. Now, this is all in a group, so that these CCs are in a CC group. You can send all 3 of them by sending a scene from that group, and then the notes are at the same level as that group, and then both of those together are all in what we call the scalar control group. All these note and CC outputs are routed to the output of the scalar control group. That's received by note receivers over in the scalars, and in fact the scalar control group in itself can send entire scenes. So I'll go ahead and start that up to give you an example. In this template, I have added drums, just because it sounds better, and it makes a nicer presentation, in my opinion. You'll have to add your own drums, because everybody's got different drums. I have jam sticks going on here, so you can see I added jam sticks and some predetermined patterns in with my templates, so you'll hear drums when we kick it all off. And I'll start right here with scalar control group scene 1. Click. Now, I actually have all this on my Launchpad, So I can change these scenes. You see I'm not moving the mouse. I'm just touching my launch pad. Same effect as doing it with the mouse. So the way this works with control messages, when you select the control messages, you have on decked, that's my term, on deck, the new set of messages. But those messages don't go out until you change the note. And so the chord, the note which commands the chord, causes the chord to change, which causes the set of on-decked messages to come into effect. And so we change the chord and the performances all at the same time. And we can on-deck new performances, and then change chord. And you hear, we have not only changed the chord, but we've changed performances. Now, if you want, there's a little trick. If you want to change performances, but use the same chord, what you do is bop away to another chord and bop right back. Because if you just selected the same chord, it would shut off. Okay, so that's the basic idea. We have scenes. Now I'm just going to go ahead and touch my launch pad now. So there's a new set of scenes on deck controllers. I'm moving around the on deck controllers just so you can see that action. I'm not actually commanding them yet. Now I'll send a new note and the sound changes. So we have complete flexibility here to choose chord and to choose different performances, or to send entire scenes of everything at once. And it changes on the bar line with the launch quantization. All of this is set up for you in this project. I think it's a whole lot of fun, as well as offering tremendous compositional possibilities. I'm going to add one more thing to this. I'm going to take my scalar instruments and I'm going to apply my nano control to them as an input. This is something you can do with your controllers. And I'm going to turn on the monitoring. Okay. So those are now listening to the knobs out on my nano control, which you can't see right now. I'm going to go ahead and start twisting some knobs. And there, I changed my bass sound. I've changed my piano sound. I've changed my synth sound. I'll do it again. And now I'll just change the scene. So that's an introduction to the Scalar control group and how it's used to command the instances of Scalar, and how an external knob, or a set of external knobs, can be used to command the sounds. All of this in real time. We're here in Bitwig. Obviously, all of this can be recorded. Your live performance can be recorded, and from there you can go to town with editing it, playing over it, whatever you want to do. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.